I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around just a little bit as I move along. Sorry about that. Right now, I am still in Joshua. This is chapter 12. It's a short chapter, and well, it's just a list, so it shouldn't take too long. Chapter 12. 2 kings on east of Jordan and 31 on west are conquered by Israel. So here we go. Now these are the kings of the land which the children of Israel smote and possessed their land on the other side Jordan, toward the rising of the sun, from the river Arnon unto Mount Hermon, and all the plain on the east. Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon, and ruled from Aroer, which is upon the bank of the river Arnon, and from the middle of the river, and from half Gilead, even unto the river Jabbok, which is the border of the children of Ammon. And from the plain to the sea of Kinneroth on the east, and unto the sea of the plain, even the salt sea on the east, the way to Beth Jeshimoth, and from the south unto Ashdoth Pisgah. And the coast of Og, king of Bashan, which was of the remnant of the giants that dwelt at Ashtaroth and at Edrei, and reigned in Mount Hermon, and in Salcah, and in all Bashan, under the border of the Geshurites and the Maacathites, and half Gilead, the border of Sihon, king of Heshbon. Them did Moses, the servant of Israel, the servant of the Lord, and the children of Israel smite. And Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave it for a possession unto the Reubenites, and the Gadites, and the half tribe of Manasseh. So, this is just a review. Sihon, king of Heshbon, Amorite king, Og, king of Bashan, of the giants. It gives us their land, which I think that once I am done with the book of Joshua, I've got 3 supplemental videos that I'm currently working on now. That is the travels of Israel, a description or tour of the tabernacle, and a map of the kings that were defeated, or the nations, where they were, and how Israel conquered. So I'm hoping to have all 3 of them up by the time I'm finished with the book of Joshua, but we'll see how it goes. So, but yeah, as again, this is just a refresher of what we've already read about. So, verse 7. And these are the kings of the country which Joshua and the children of Israel smote on this side Jordan on the west, from Baal Gad in the valley of Lebanon, even unto the Mount Halak, that goeth up to Seir, which Joshua gave unto the tribes of Israel for a possession according to their divisions, in the mountains, and in the valleys, and in the plains, and in the springs, and in the wilderness, and in the south country, the Hittites, the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. And the king of Jericho, 1. The king of Ai, which is beside Bethel, 1. The king of Jerusalem, 1. The king of Hebron, 1. The king of Jarmuth, 1. The king of Lachish, 1. The king of Eglon, 1. The king of Gezer, 1. The king of Debir, 1. The king of Geder, 1. The king of Hormah, 1. The king of Arad, 1. The king of Libnah, 1. The king of Adullam, 1. The king of Mekkedah, 1. The king of Bethel, 1. The king of Tappuah, 1. The king of Hepher, 1. The king of Aphek, 1. The king of Lasharon, 1. The king of Madon, 1. The king of Hazor, 1. The king of Shimron Meron, 1. The king of Akshaph, 1. The king of Taanach, 1. The king of Megiddo, 1. The king of Kadesh, 1. The king of Jokneam of Carmel, 1. The king of Dor in the coast of Dor, 1. The king of the nations of Gilgal, 1. The king of Tirzah, 1. All the kings, 30 and 1. Now, there's a lot of footnotes, but I'm not going to, there's no, they're just cross-references to other scriptures to kind of the stories of where these other stories involving these lands and the kings. So we're not going to bother with that. But I like the list. 31 kings that Joshua conquered, 2 that Moses conquered. Although the land area on the east side is a lot, in comparison, a lot larger. So the 2 kings on the east ruled over a land that was much larger than any of the kings on the west ruled over. Which makes sense, because on the east, you have plains, you have open land, you have the rivers, and it's an open country that is more easily controlled. On the west, you have a lot of mountains. It's easy for individual cities to maintain independence in the mountains where they can defend against other nations. So it makes sense that these were smaller kingdoms maintaining their own independence, while on the east, they were larger kingdoms. But it's just a list of kings that were conquered by Israel. So we're going to leave it there, and we will see you in the next one.